In an effort to stem the ongoing wave of xenophobia across Europe, the 2012 Medal of Tolerance was awarded to Croatian President Ivo Josipovic and former Serbian President Boris Tadic. They were sponsored by the European Jewish Congress and bestowed at the European Parliament in Brussels this past week. More in this report from IBA's Dennis Zinn.
Leaders of two former warring Balkan states were honored for their efforts at promoting peace and understanding in southeastern Europe at a ceremony in the European Parliament in Brussels. Croatian President Ivo Josipovic and former Serbian President Boris Tadic received the 212 Medal of Tolerance Award, which is bestowed by the European Council on Tolerance and Reconciliation, the Ectr. Josipovic accepted the citation for his efforts at building bridges between mutually hostile ethnic groups in Croatia since he took office in 2010.
Forgiveness does not mean oblivion. Forgiveness literally means to forgive in order to relieve ourselves of burden of hatred.
Boris Tadic, the former president of Serbia, who still continues to strengthen the ties he established with neighboring countries after almost 20 years of bloody war, said he's not surprised by the recent upsurge of racism and xenophobia in Europe.
I see that process is a normal outcome of the economic challenges we are facing with on the European continent everywhere. Whenever we are facing with a crisis, with economic crisis, right-wing parties are raising their popularity, but the final outcome can be very difficult to everybody.
I think the achievements of two presidents in the last years were really very remarkable and very important for the future of this region, and I think created the atmosphere for the beginning of the complicated process of reconciliation between Serbs, Croats, Bosniaks, and different nationalities in this part of the world.
The Medal of Tolerance Award was presented by European Union President Martin Schulz just days after he was informed that the European Union was selected as the 2012 recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize.
And the European Parliament to send a clear message that everything must be done to prevent war from ever happening again on our continent.
The patrons of the event, the European Council on Tolerance and Reconciliation, announced that in light of the ongoing racial strife raging throughout Europe, it will present the European Parliament with a draft law to make tolerance mandatory across all 27 member states. However, Ectr co-chairman and European Jewish Congress President Dr. Moshe Kantor warned at the same time tolerance cannot be unlimited, especially regarding disruptive immigrant communities that he said could learn from centuries of Jewish culture in the diaspora.
Something could be taken as a 4,000 years of, let's say, Jewish experience from Europe. Our law, which sounds like the law of the country is the law. Dina d'malchuta dina. The law of the country is the law.
And if you have migrants who are flooding a particular country in Europe, and they think that they are allowed to bring with them their culture and to ignore the culture which exists already in the country which they have chosen for residence, they are wrong. And this is why we have said that, in fact, they may forfeit their right to stay there.
Kantor congratulated the European Union on being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and hoped that the body would successfully transform Europe from a continent of wars to a continent of peace. Dennis Zinn, IBA News.